Oh, it's you. Yeah, you. Well, I've been expecting you because today we will be talking about top video game secrets. Now, do you want to find out about those secrets with me? Well, without further ado, let's talk about it. Now, I want to give a special thanks to my other detectives, my hardworking detectives that have revealed video game secrets. So, we will be showcasing their cases, and in between, I will be revealing my own top video game secrets. So, without further ado, let's begin. When playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door at the very beginning, you will encounter a hamster at Rockport Docks. He will ask you to make an initial investment of 100 coins. Now, you only get this opportunity once, so choose wisely. However, if you decide to do the initial investment of 100 coins, later on, something will be revealed. When revisiting the hamster, you will be surprised with him letting you know that he has struck oil. And of course, he will return the favor threefold. So if I were you, make the initial investment of 100 coins because you will need those coins later on. Want some free tattle info? Well, simply search Professor Frankly's garbage can to add info to your tattle log about enemies that you can only fight once, for example, bosses. It's a great way to get free information, so I would suggest search that garbage can every once in a while.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy MC Murr here for ZapCristal, and we're here to talk about top secrets in video games. And this top secret, well, maybe it's not top secret, at least maybe not by today's standards. I mean, years have passed, but we're talking about Afterburner on the Sega Master System. And I love the Master System, and I love Afterburner, but this is a trick that I figured out on my own. That's why it's so special to me. It wasn't something I read about in a magazine. I didn't call a hotline to find out about it. It's just something you find out playing the game. As you're flying the plane around, yeah, it's Afterburner, it's great, you know, it's on the surface, it's what it is. But if you roll the D-pad to the upper right, you roll the plane into a position where it can no longer be hit. I mean by anything. Missiles go by, bullets go by, planes go by, bosses go by. The whole game goes by. You just sit like that until you see the ending of the game, which, hey, that's a pretty easy way to see the ending of the game. It's got 18 stages, so if you have something to clamp down the D-pad in that position, you can head off somewhere, make a sandwich, read a magazine, whatever you want to do, and come back and see the ending. It's just strange to me, though, that they put a game out that way. I mean, it's such a bugged out version when you think about it, because it's like you have this invincibility that you can toggle on and off simply by moving a certain way. You'd be on your honor not to go that way with the plane, and you're not really going to do that. So in a sense, the game is very broken, but it's something neat to me, again, because I discovered it as a kid, and it was just like, man, this is really cool, whereas now you look back on it, it's like, that version of the game kind of sucked. But hey, that's my top secret. I want to thank ZapCristal for inviting me to be part of this presentation. These things are always interesting to me, and I love to see what the other creators come up with. It's just absolutely fantastic. MC Murr, signing off. We'll see you on the next one.
Hey, it's Jim and Brian here from Drink a Beer, Play a Game. Thank you, Zap, so much for having us be a part of this. So, Brian, we have this little secret to talk about.
Yeah, it's a really weird one. It actually is exclusive to the Sega Genesis, and it comes to us on the McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure game. Now, at the beginning of the game, you have the ability to put in a whole bunch of different, I'll call them codes if you want, but if you put in the right combo, you get a really weird outcome. And essentially, it starts morphing into these shapes. The shapes aren't what's weird. It's really the soundtrack, and it's that really odd Genesis sound, which just kind of haunts my nightmares. I don't know about you, Jim.
Yeah, no, it's definitely weird. Everything about this is weird. So apparently it took 30 years for anyone to find it. It actually got found this April of 2021. And one of the the programmers, Masato Magawa, I probably butchered that. He basically left these little hints. So, Brian, you'll ask, how do you access such a thing? Well, at the password screen, you do balloons, Ruby, M, and clown, and then you hit start 3 times, and then you have to wait to hear an explosion, and then quickly hold up and left, and then wait. And then all of a sudden, the McDonald's logo would just transform into like a weird 3D model, and you can use the D-pad to move it around, move it up and back. You can turn it into different objects like a Sega logo, the Treasure logo, or a random race car. And it's just like so weird to have like random 3D modeled objects in a game like this, which as far as I know didn't really have anything 3D in it. It's just so unnecessary and weirdly hidden, just a programmer having fun with it. And then the music, if you can call it.
Some secrets are better left kept secret.
Probably. And for anyone out there who's wondering, here's what the sound is.
Yeah.
Have fun sleeping tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Zap. Hope we didn't scare all your viewers.
Yep, thanks again. See you, everyone.
See you guys.
Drink a beer and play a game. I have to say your case is very intense, and I will be sleeping and having nightmares thanks to you guys. But now, time for Zap's tip of another case of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Let's unravel this secret, shall we? Want some extra clothes? Well, here's a really cool tip. You will see a salesman at Rockport, and he will sell you an emblem with the letter W on it. Now, this uses 0 BP, which stands for badge points. And the really cool thing about it is when you decide to wear it, it will change your outfit to Wario. Now, to unlock the second badge, which will contain the letter L that stands for Luigi, you will need to head to Poshley Heights. At Poshley Heights, make sure to visit the Poshley Heights Sanctum and jump into the hidden frame that is way in the back. Once there, make sure to jump on all of the poles available to reach the very top of the building where you will find the emblem that stands for Luigi. Now, how to activate the badge? Simply turn on or off your emblem, and as soon as you're done, voila, you have your Luigi outfit. Now, there's a third outfit, and the way you can activate this special outfit is by simply activating both L emblem and W emblem. Once you turn on both emblems together, a third outfit will be revealed, and this one will be Waluigi. Have fun with all 3 outfits while playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
So when it comes to secrets in games, one of my favorite things is to discover new secrets that I didn't know about in older games that I have loved for a long time. What's going on, everyone? I'm Jay, my channel is Square Pegs, and today I am talking to you about this game right here, Wave Race Blue Storm on the GameCube, which is one of my absolute favorite games. When you go into Wave Race, you have a normal crew chief who is going to talk to you over your headset, and he's going to be encouraging and tell you all the best things you need to do to get through your game, tell you how far up on things you are when you have a turbo available, basically just kind of push you to the finish line to make sure that you are the best racer you can possibly be. Let's take a listen to him real quick.
Way to go. Good job. You got a turbo. You're about 1 second ahead.
He's great, right? Like, he's all about helping you out and wants you to be the best you can be. Now, I love when Nintendo does stuff like this, because Nintendo isn't typically the snarky company that you would think of when you think of things like this. But in Wave Race Blue Storm, when you go into the settings menu and then into the audio options, if you press the Z button on the GameCube controller a few times, you're going to see the waveform at the bottom turn into like a fog that just kind of raises from the bottom. After that fog shows up in the waveform, if you press up, up, down, down, left, right, A, X, Z, you should hear a tone on the audio options menu. At that point, if you back out and you go into game as Ryoto Hayami, your crew chief's attitude has changed slightly. Let's take a listen.
If I say anything to offend you, please let me know. I might want to do it again. You're wasting my time. Forget it, coward. Excellent. That lot of good at turbo will do you. Waste of time. You can't win at anything, can you? Call that a pass? Something's falling faster than your rank. Ooh, a turbo! Yellow buoys go on the left. Pathetic.
Yeah, he goes from being extra encouraging to just being downright insulting. I love stuff like this. This is a completely inconsequential secret in the game. It does nothing. It doesn't change the way the game plays or anything like that. It's just funny. It's humor for the sake of being humorous, and I love stuff like this. Crystal, thank you so much for having me on. I cannot wait to see what other secrets people have discovered.
Square pegs, after analyzing your case and examining your clues, I do not get along with that voice. But now, another tip, another secret from Paper Mario Dolls in your door. Chop chop. Want to unlock Miss Mouse as your secret party partner? Well, simply go to Trouble Center and take the task that is marked with the question marks. These are anonymous, and of course they will warn you that you should not take a task that is anonymous. However, you will accept the task, and of course it will take you to Miss Mouse. Miss Mouse will of course reveal later on the details for this Trouble Center task. Listen carefully to all of her instructions, because it will involve visiting Hooktail's castle once again. While revisiting Hooktail's castle where you fought him, you will see an invisible wall. It doesn't matter what you'll do, you can't reach it, unless of course you decide to use your partner to blow off the invisible wall. Once you've blown it off, it will reveal a treasure chest with the badge that Miss Mouse has required. Deliver back this special badge, and of course, in exchange, you will earn Miss Mouse's trust and her as your new secret partner. Stylish moves are the key to success. By tapping A with just a timing during or after an attack, it can make it a stylish move. Doing this will reward you with more star power. So time it right and go for those star power points. Now, if you have been enjoying this episode, do not forget to subscribe and be a part of the community as we drop videos here weekly, unraveling the universe of all things gaming and 90s nostalgia. And now, another word of our other detectives.
Hey, what's up guys? Gone Gaming here, and today I'm going to talk to you about this game right here, Blaster Master. So the trick that I'm going to talk to you about is a trick used for bosses. I'm in a second level boss, and I'm attacking. You can either shoot with your pistol or shoot grenades. So I launch a grenade into this creature. It has like a kind of like a mouth in the middle and claws. So the weak point is the mouth in the middle. So I launch a grenade and I hit it. At the same time that happens, my mom calls me to go do a favor for her. I pause the game and I notice that it's toggling like he's getting hit repeatedly. And I'm like, huh, what's going on? So I want to help my mom, but at the same time I want to like find out what the hell's happening. So I kind of stay there, controller in my hand, like amazement. I'm like 6 years old at the time. And I'm like, did I break the game? Did it glitch? What's happening? And my mom calls me again, and I'm like, hold on, you know, like you do as a kid. And then I unpause it, and the boss is dead. So I'm like, oh wow. So I tried it for level 3, tried it for level 4. It didn't work in 3, worked in 4, it didn't work in 5, it worked in 6. I believe the last level is level 8. I beat this like twice in my entire life. And the last boss is an even, but the trick don't work. Yeah, kind of a trick I found by myself and worked pretty cool. Alright guys, take it easy man. Got Gaming, out.
What's up, Wave Riders? So it's me, Peter from Waves and Games. Listen, my favorite game, almost of all time, is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. But the one that has the best secrets and cheat codes is specifically on the Nintendo 64. Now, if you don't know about this version, it was ported to the Nintendo 64 by a company called Edge of Reality. Now, this game is really fun as a single player, and I had a lot of fun playing multiplayer, but there comes a point where you just want something more. And so in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was GameFAQs.com. Now, if you have never been to Game FAQs or GameFAQs.com, you probably didn't play games in the late 90s. So we'd go to our local library, go to GameFAQs.com, and print off whatever codes were there. Now, if you didn't know, in the first Tony Hawk games, there wasn't a cheat menu to put these codes in. So you'd have to be playing the game and you would pause it, then you'd hold the L button, and then for something like slow motion, you press down, down, C up, C right, and then left, let go of L, and the screen would shake. And then when you unpause,
whatever code you put in, it would have that effect applied to the game.
Well, when we got these codes home, we were putting them in. We were putting in slow motion and perfect balance. And then we came across one called Secret Girl Picture. And being a young teen boy, I was stoked to see a Secret Girl Picture. So I paused the game, and then suddenly there was a picture of a girl, just like a driver's license photo of this girl. And we never knew who it was, really. There's lots of speculations that it might be Tony Hawk's wife, or that it might be one of the developer's girlfriends, because in the credits it says something like, "I told you I'd get you in the game." But really, who is this girl? I guess
The world may never know.
Now, if you've been enjoying these cases, I suggest you drop in the comments below any other top video game secrets that I would love to, of course, expose to the public. But jokes aside, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to check out our playlist, Never Owned, Never Played, Let's Try It, which I will drop right now in the end cards. Thank you so much, stay rad, and game on.
Oh, it's you. Well, come on in as we have more video game secrets to uncover, and we need your help. Would you like to help? Let's discover these video game secrets, shall we?
There are 2 secret treasure rooms in Luigi's mansion that you can access to load up on gems and money. The first one is located on the first floor in the southwest corner of the mansion. After you have sucked in the candle-carrying butler, examine your room with a Game Boy Horror to find a mouse hole. Press A to activate it, and go inside to enter the treasure room. But warning, there are ice ghosts in there that can only be killed by fire, so make sure before to go in that you have the fire attachment. Following up is a second treasure room that is located at the very top from the rooftop. Use the elevator in the toy chamber to get on the roof. Go all the way to the right and climb up on the chimney. Fall down and you will land in another treasure room. Now please make sure to do these because it will help you rank up at the very end of your game. So yes, make sure to take advantage of these 2 secret treasure rooms. Running around from one end of the mansion to the other can be a very time-consuming task. Thankfully, Nintendo has implemented hidden warps that let you zoom back to the entrance hall. Basically, any mirror in the mansion except for the large one that reflects the invisible ghost can act as a warp. To warp, using a mirror, switch to your Game Boy Horror first-person mode and examine the mirror with A. After a really trippy warp sequence, you will find yourself in the entrance hall of Luigi's mansion.
How are you feeling? You got John Riggs here, and did you know you can grab the mushroom in Super Mario Bros. As it's falling into a pitfall, you can get it from above. Now, not a whole lot of people know this, but I'm going to show you just a couple of things you can do in Super Mario Bros. 1 that might step up your game just a little bit. I remember there were so many rumors on the playground that you could be Fire Mario but still be small. I'm going to show you how to do that. First thing you got to do is defeat Bowser, but you have to basically die, get hit by Bowser, and get that axe thing that makes the bridge fall at the same time. You can see him sliding in this weird frozen frame of animation. It's kind of weird. I'm also capturing this footage using a Nintendo Switch, so anybody can do this. Now, although you're already big, the game thinks you're small. So when you're big and you get the mushroom, well, the opposite happens. You turn into small Mario. But the problem is, now the game thinks you're big, even though you're actually small. That makes sense? No, not so much to me either. Well, anyway, now that you're small Mario, go ahead and get that fire flower. There you go. You're little Mario, but shooting fireballs. No, of course you turn into big Mario. That's the frame of animation when you chuck it. But pretty interesting all the same. And while I have your attention, just really quickly want to talk about this jump save maneuver that will save you maybe on more than one occasion. If you see a mushroom falling into a pitfall and you don't think you can get it anyway, because as you're growing, hold the jump button and you'll jump right out of it. You'll jump right out of midair once you turn big. That may just save your skin a time or two. It's so crazy to think that all these years later, we're still discovering secrets from some of your favorite video games from back in the day. This video happens to be full of them, so I'm glad you're here.
Agent Riggs, you have done a marvelous job uncovering these mysteries in video games. And if you want to be a part of this agency, make sure to subscribe and click that bell to be notified as soon as a new case arrives. And now, let's uncover these mysteries together, shall we? Oh. Ooh.
Ever noticed the seed in the outdoors area with the doghouse? It's at the right side near the graveyard and just underneath the balcony with Toad. This seed hides a secret that you can unlock right before facing the second boss. Once you have the ability to use the water element, water the seed and a plant will grow. Now defeat the dog and you'll be able to enter the doghouse by examining it with the Game Boy Horror. And there you will have to defeat the second boss. Once you are successful completing and defeating the second boss in this area, it is now time to return to the area where you were afterwards and water the plant again. Now continue with the game, but be sure to return after you defeat boss number 3. If you are successful in completing this in the correct order, and you go back and water the plant again, it will bloom and produce a precious diamond. Now, notice that if you fail to return and water the plant after a boss fight, the plant will wither and die.
Game secrets. Boy, do I have a secret for you. This is not actually my secret. When I started playing the game, I have to give thanks to Captain Algebra.
I don't think he came up with the secret, but
well,
he
no,
knows.
but he told me about it,
Yeah.
or else I'd still be sitting in front of the TV crying. We have Adventure Island. This is a notoriously hard NES game. Shut up. I still have not completed it. It's killing me daily. Now,
I offered to beat it for you.
no, you're never going to touch this game, because if you beat this game before I beat this game, there will be a divorce and a funeral in the same day. I decided to wear the pants and pick this game. Scott's purely eye candy for this video. There are many secrets in this game, you know, general secrets that you get in any game, where if you collect a certain amount of points, you get an extra life, and so on and so forth. The most important secret in this game is the Hudson Bee. It's at the end of the first level. Now you jump over a hole, and right on the other side of that, there is a G sign. Don't go too far, because you'll jump and spawn an egg. It seems like they come out of nowhere, or his butt, or I'm not sure. But when you open that egg, there's a bee in it. You need this bee to have infinite lives.
Infinite continues.
Infinite continues. So when you get to a game over state, any direction on your D-pad and the start will start you back from the first of that level, so that you died at, so that you can continue. The most important thing I can say is that you must never forget to do that, or you will get 6 hours into your game and then be pissed off. So I don't know how you even complete this game without the Hudson Bee, but that...
I'm sure people do it.
I'm sure they do. But that is the most important game secret for this game that I can give anybody who is going to go out and play it. It is a phenomenal game, but it is a game that will make you mad.
So get your Hudson Bee for anybody that's going to beat the game.
No, you're not even touching the game. All right, thank you so much for allowing us to be part of this video. Allowing me. Scott can go over there now.
What's going on, guys? Pickles79 here, and I know the streets of Double Dragon can be a grind. So what if I told you that you could power yourself up very early in the game to make it a breeze? Let's check it out.
So here, you want to get rid of this guy. And then climb up this ladder here. Fence, rather. You gotta get the bat from this guy. I think you need the bat for it to work. I'm not positive. I just know I always get the bat. Then, come over here and jump down. Now, once the guys start appearing, go back, wait for them to stop at the end of the girder there, or the girders, and climb back up the fence. Walk over. I think you need to climb all the way back down, and then climb back up, and then make your way back, jump down, and then come to the end of the girder, and start beating up the invisible man here. And just continue beating the hell out of those girders. As you can see, Your points are going up, your power points, whatever you want to call them, and you eventually keep getting hearts. And you keep doing this until you get all 7 hearts and then move on. So we'll sit here and watch. Now I did this using the NES Online game on the Switch, just for ease in case I had to rewind it because I messed up something, but I got this right out of the gate. But this works on original card, RetroPie, as long as you use the original ROM, it's gonna work. One more heart to go. There we go. You see the points stop now? And we're off. There's a little bonus. Oh, most everybody knows this one. Later in that level, once you get rid of the Lindas here on the tower, and you get to the boss, once the boss appears, start climbing down the ladders, and you'll automatically win without even throwing a punch. He's an easy boss anyways, but thought I'd throw that in there at the end.
Okay guys, so that's an easy way to power yourself up early on in the game to make the rest of it a breeze. I'd like to thank Zap for having me on and giving off my secrets of Double Dragon.
Agent Rival, your hubby is definitely a sus. Lock the game up, Agent Rival. Do not let him touch the game, and good luck completing Adventure Island. But now, let's reveal some other Easter eggs or secrets that you can find in Luigi's Mansion and, of course, in other video games. So if I were you, agents, take notes and let's get started.
One of the side quests in Luigi's Mansion is the capture of the 50 boos that you release accidentally in the beginning of the game. Finding boos can be a time-consuming task, as you have to make your way through the whole mansion and track them with your Game Boy Horror boo sensor. Boos like to hide in rooms with the lights on, so be sure to check in every nook and cranny. A blue light on your Game Boy Horror means there's no boo to be found. A yellow light means you're close, and a red means you're right in front of the hiding ghost. If the light is red, switch on your vacuum or examine the object in question with A. Watch out though, not every red light equals a boo. Sometimes a boo ball will fall out and you can simply blast it at a wall or leave it where it is. Or a bomb that has the potential to cause some damage, so run. If you're having problems finding all 50 boos, be sure to look in the doorless treasure rooms. The reward for catching all 50 boos is a large diamond. Another mansion mode? Well, simply activate this by rescuing Mario and finishing the game at least once. You will of course get ranked according to how you did and receive a letter grade. Now make sure to save your game, and now you have the option to restart Luigi's Mansion in 2 ways. Of course, in addition to going to the completed gallery. The first option lets you go back to the regular Luigi's Mansion mode. However, the second option is a hidden mansion. This one lets you restart the game, but presumably some of the things in the mansion have been changed around. I haven't quite completed it yet, but if you have, let me know in the comments below.
What's up everyone, this is Paul Tessie, aka Mega Retro Man, and ZapCristal has graciously allowed me to take part in this collaboration video to share just a small sample of game knowledge that I have with you. Now, are you having trouble getting through levels on a game such as Battletoads and Double Dragons: The Ultimate Team for the Super Nintendo? Well, you are in luck. I may have just the solution to help you get through those levels and have an easier time with them. Okay, so this code I'm about to give you is going to give you 10 lives and a level select option. Now, what you'll need to do to get this, at the character select screen, you'll need to input this command: up, down, down, up, X, B, Y, A. Now watch the screen when you do. If you see a quick flicker on the screen, that's your indication that you did the code correctly. Now all you have to do is select your character, and it'll bring you to this screen here. Now here you can select whatever stage section you want. But I give you this warning. Should you use this code and defeating Her Majesty, the Dark Queen, Professor T. Bird is gonna call you out for using cheats. Smart bird that professor is. The way I see it, just use this code to practice these stages and prepare yourself to go through this game the proper way. And there you have it. Once again, thank you to ZapCristal for allowing me to be a part of this video, and to the viewer, I hope you've learned something from not only myself, but the other folks who have partaken in this video. Now, get on out of here before you start asking me for Game Genie codes.
But jokes aside, guys, a special thanks to all of our agents, but as well as you, the viewer. And if you want to watch even more video game secrets like this, I'm going to tag a video right now for you to watch and continue your journey of cracking these video game secrets or Easter eggs. Happy watching, stay rad, and game on. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Video Game Secrets. Now in this episode, I'm going to cover a serious matter called Pikmin 2. And the problem is encoded on the title screen. Let's begin, shall we? Now the fun starts all on the title screen, as when you press R, you can make the Pikmins say Nintendo. And to revert back, everything back to normal, except for any eaten Pikmin, simply press L to revert it. While pressing X to make a Bulbert walk in, control it with a C stick, and eat with Z. And of course, let us not forget that when you press Y, you can make a Flint Beetle appear and control it with your C stick. Now that's not all the fun, as there is one hidden Pikmin 1 theme song. Assemble 20 of each of the 5 colored Pikmin into a single group to hear them hum the Japanese Pikmin 1 theme song, Ainaru Strawberry Flower, which was a marketing material for Pikmin 1, which was super popular in Japan. Now, these are not only some of the fun and unique secrets you can unlock in Video Game Secrets, but I also have other content creators with me in this episode that are going to reveal some really cool tips and tricks for you to check out right now. Roll film.
Hey yo, you frickin' fricks! My name is Jorgogo, and this is my lovely co-host Tux.
Get bent.
Isn't he sweet? And welcome to the warehouse! This is where we scream and yell about video games or just whatever I feel like, because I really, really, really want to scream in your ear in real life. Wonderful weather we're having! Giving a special thank you to my sister ZapCristal for letting me be a part of this collab. You are amazing and a real sweet thank you. And especially thank you for giving me a chance to yell about one of my favorite franchises of all time, Jet Set Radio. A game where you fight an oppressive police force by spraying graffiti across the map while skating, shredding, and getting down and funky along the way.
There's one.
No, this again? It also controls like dirt. But we're here to discover something mysterious about it. Something you may or may not even know about it. A gaming mystery that I do hope counts as a mystery because I literally couldn't think of anything else. So the game's music composer, Hideki Naganuma, is responsible for the majority of the game's OST, as well as the reboots for the Xbox. This man is just so good at what he does that he even created his own genre of music. While not the official name, but we all know it as the Naganuma effect. Wow. So the Naganuma effect is where you take certain sound effects and samples from like TV shows, games, movies, and you jumble all of them nicely together into a nice stew to impress her dad at Christmas dinner. Just for a few examples, the main theme for Jet Set Radio, Let Mom Sleep, uses a small clip from Tony Hancock's half-hour radio show from the 1950s, aired on BBC Radio over in the UK, more specifically in the episode The Radio Ham.
Yes? Would you stop playing with that radio of yours? I'm trying to get to sleep. Could you stop playing with that radio of yours? I'm trying to get to sleep.
And my absolute favorite track from Naganuma, Like It, Like This, Like That from Jet Set Radio Future, uses 3 known samples, like using a clip from Mickey Dread's comic strip.
Michael, you make me feel so good.
Using a voice clip from Howard Johnson's So Fine. And even using a dialogue clip from the Looney Tunes of all places, from the episode Cattails for Two.
What did you hit yourself on the head for, George?
I like it, I like it. Like that. I like it, I like it.
And that's just 2 song examples. I could be here all day if we were discussing the whole dang soundtrack. This man is even going about to make the same kind of funky tunes for titles like Warp Drive, Hover, Lethal League Blaze, and even once again being in charge of a whole dang soundtrack for the upcoming Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. So this man is more busy than you think. Like me, whose segment unfortunately is coming to a close. Thank you so much, ZapCristal, for letting me be here. And once again, my name is Joragogo. Subscribe if you want. And I will catch y'all on the flip-flop. Now let's see who else has some nice video game mysteries to dish out.
What's up, everybody? MC Murray here for ZapCristal, and it's time for another edition of Top Secret Tips, Tricks, and Tactics. I got one for you. We're talking about Wonder Boy in Monsterland. That's right, Sega's very own. Playable on the Sega Master System, or the arcade version is on just about any current gen console you can think of. One of my all-time favorites. Now, Wonder Boy in Monsterland is a game that really focuses on the acquisition of gear. By acquisition, I mean the purchases of. You've got to buy gear in the weapon and armor shops when you see it. The better stuff doesn't come available until you buy the stuff that's right in front of you. So you've got to make sure that you're buying the gear when you see it, which means you got to have the money when you see it. The gold, acquisition of gold is paramount in this game if you're going to have the gear you need by the end of it and be able to finish the dadgum game. Now here's where the trick comes in. Some bosses you can fight twice in this game, and that's important because of all the money that they drop. Getting to fight a boss twice is obviously going to pay out better, and your first opportunity to do that is in the coastal town of Barabaro. Before you take on the Kraken, you're going to come up to a gap. There's water beneath you, moving blocks. Don't hit that water. You don't want to go down to that underwater part of the level too soon. No, jump the water, get in there, take care of the Kraken first. He'll drop the coins, he'll drop the exit key, get that stuff and get out, but then hit the water. Go through the underwater part of the level, come back out, his door will be refreshed. You can go back in there and fight the Kraken a second time. That's not the only time in the game that you can take advantage of this. The Blue Knight boss can also be fought twice on the island of Pororo. You gotta make sure that you go and beat him first, then go to the right of his castle, and then play the flute at the top of the mountain. Take care of that business, and when you come back out of that mess, his door will be refreshed. You can fight him again. Money bags, large heart, you get my drift. All that money, and it's so important to make sure that you have legendary everything before you get into the final castle to mix it up with the Mecha Dragon. Hey, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this fantastic presentation. Can't wait to see what everybody else comes up with. Thanks again, Zap, for having me. MC Murr, signing off.
Now, before we move on with really cool tips, tricks, and secrets, do not forget to smash that like button and click the subscribe button while you're at it. But moving on, let's check out some of the secrets other content creators in this video have in store for us. Roll film.
Hey, what's up? Switchbit here. You may know me as the video game rapper guy.
But my first love has always just been video games. My favorite franchise has always been The Legend of Zelda, so we're taking it all the way back to The Legend of Zelda 1 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So this first tip, trick, cheat, whatever you want to call it, is one that you may already know. Now, after you beat the game the first time, you are presented with a New Game Plus. You can skip right to that New Game Plus with the different dungeon layouts, different enemies, all that kind of stuff by typing in the word Zelda as your name whenever you're creating the game. Like I said, you probably already know that one, but something that really threw me for a loop, I just found out a couple years ago, was that the first 5 levels in The Legend of Zelda, the dungeons, spell out Zelda. See, the dungeons aren't the same dungeons, the layouts are completely different, and if you take them, put them together, the maps spell out Zelda, which I thought was just a really super cool little tidbit, little thing they didn't have to do, the extra mile that Nintendo always seems to do. Very cool. The next thing you may not know about, because I didn't know about it for about 30 years. So you can save the game anywhere you want. You don't have to wait until you die. As long as you have a second controller, when you pause the game, press up and A on that second controller, it will bring you straight to a save screen. Boom. But that also ends the game. So you start back at the beginning with only 3 hearts, just like normal. There is a really, really cool workaround for this, and I think it must have been intended because the way it works is flawless. If you want to start with full health, go to a fairy fountain area. As your hearts are filling up, do what we just talked about. Hit the start button, bring up your pause menu, up and A on the second controller while the hearts are still filling, and then when you start back up, you will have full hearts. A great way to start the game, because when you have, 15 hearts, but only 3 of them are full when you start the game, it's not the best. But anyways, I thought that was really cool, being able to save anywhere you want and being able to start with full health. So I hope you like those tips for Legend of Zelda. Back to you.
Hi guys, it's Mandy from Mandy Lee Plays, and did you know the creators of Kirby HAL Laboratories likes to put their initials on most, if not all, Kirby games? They have been doing this since the NES era. So today we are going to be looking at Kirby in the Forgotten Land for the Nintendo Switch. So grab your warp stars and let's ride away to these rooms. But first, some background. In Kirby games, there are these rooms called HAL rooms, as fans like to call them. HAL rooms are a secret area of the game where the elements of the stage spell out H, A, and L. As I said before, this is a direct reference to HAL Laboratories, the people who gave us Kirby, and it was first introduced in Kirby's Adventures for the NES. Ever since then, it has been a staple in the series going forward. It usually requires the player to go through a specific path or doorway to reach these rooms. In Kirby in the Forgotten Land, the most recent Kirby game, HAL Lab still carries that tradition in this game. So we are going to find out where all the 3 rooms are. The first HAL room is in the natural plains at the level of Rocky Rollin' Road. First things first, play the level normally until you reach the end of the stage. Before you set the Waddle Dees free, use the metal blocks to jump up the tree on your right. Touching the glowing object will make 2 targets appear in the background. Now you're going to want to get your hands on the Ranger Copy ability so you can shoot the targets. The resulting switch creates a blocked pathway into the distance, which Kirby will need to follow up to reach the HAL room. Now this room has a bunch of goodies. The Hammer, Ice, Tornado, and Needle Copy abilities could be found here, and a bunch of star coins. So the second HAL room is located in the Wanderia Remains on the level the Wanderia Dream Parade. Now this room is a bit tricky to find, but first you're going to want to have Kirby in car mode and to start the race, but not with the intention of getting first place. Instead, you're trying to get the optimal time, which is 86 seconds. Doing so will make a platform rise from the hole in the track with the HAL letters formed by bushes and star coins. Why 86 seconds? Well, in Japanese, the number 86 is pronounced as Haru, which is close to HAL. It's kind of a Japanese only Easter egg because it doesn't translate well in English, obviously, but that's why they have the number 86. Now, the final HAL room is in the Rager Forbidden Lands in the level Burning Churning Power Plant. Once you are in the room with the horizontal crushers, when you see the boxes on the right crusher, break them and climb up to enter the hidden control room. And then you have to backtrack to the beginning of the level. If done correctly, you should see a comically long ladder, and that lets Kirby run to the top of the factory scaffolding. Then you reach a circular room with colorful boxes. Destroy them to reveal the letters HAL with metallic boxes. So that's how you find all 3 of the HAL rooms. A nice little Easter egg made by the developers just to put a little bit of their personality and passion into it, and I love to see it. So that's how you find all the HAL rooms in Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. I would like to give a huge thank you to ZapCristal for having me on. You guys better hit that like button for my homegirl over here. She is putting in the work. So with all that being said, play a good game. Peace, peace.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy TJ, and we are here with a video game secret. And of course, the guy who named his channel Master Sword Music is going to talk about a Zelda game. Big surprise. Okay, let's get to it. Ocarina of Time. We all know about the fairies, right? You know, you collect a fairy, it circles around you, refills your life bar. Very important to the game. And they're very hard to come by unless you know exactly where to look. Well, did you know that there's another spot where you can get fairies that you probably weren't aware of? Let's talk about it. Okay, you got the Song of Storms, right? One of the best songs in the game, you know, song is yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right, you got the Song of Storms. You got the Master Sword. You're in the adult timeline, but now it's time for you to go back to the childhood timeline. All right, let's go. The first thing you need to do is you need to go to the entrance of Zora's domain. Once you get into the this happens. This always happens. We put it in the video. I chop it up. It looks funny. People laugh at me, and it's a good thing. And we keep it moving. First thing you do is go to Zora's domain. Once you enter Zora's domain, you're gonna find this guy, the bean guy. You know what I'm talking about. He sells you the bean, probably one of the most useless items in the game, or so you thought. Not as useless as you may think. So, once you have the beans, buy quite a few of them and go to any of the spots where you can plant them at. As you know, they look kind of like this. So, once you've done that, you planted your bean, then I want you to go ahead and play the Song of Storms. Once you've played the Song of Storms and you've planted your bean, guess what happens? You get a very unique cutscene that happens. And guess what happens once that cutscene is over? That's right, fairies. And another thing that I actually found out that I didn't know about this before is that it is repeatable. So if you leave the area that you are in and then you return to that same area and play the Song of Storms again, guess what happens? Yeah, that's right, more fairies. Now isn't that cool? I bet you, blah, blah. Can you stop laughing so I can finish recording the part, please? This is how I record. See, this is how my videos turn out. I'm always making mistakes. And I got mistake counters popping up on this. Oh, and one more thing. It also happens at the Sheikah Stones, where if you play the Song of Storms, you get a fairy, but you only get one fairy when you do that. That's why I like the beam method better, because you get more fairies for that. So, I bet a lot of you probably haven't seen this, so I guess you can call that my video game secret. And thank you, Zap, for having me, even though, what was I about to say? I don't know. All right, this is how we're gonna end it. Bye, peace out. Thanks for having me.
Now, if you enjoyed this episode, check out these other 2 episodes that we've done of Video Game Secrets, where I have more and more content creators joining us and revealing some of the coolest tips, tricks, or secrets, however you want to call it, right here, right now. Check it out.